It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Collier has it. Waits for Lowry at 6. Drives hard with the left hand. Kicks to the corner. Flips wide open. 3-ball, no. Rebound tipped around. Market and follow. No. Bailey follow. Yes. Ace Bailey at the horn. Kyler rotates to Collier. Bursts through the 45 to the window. Layup good. Isaiah Collier. Isaiah Collier's plus 18 tonight.
And he is so fast.
Keontae George driving into the body of Shepard. Tough look. Step back. Falling back off the chest-to-chest contact and makes it 133-112. Jazz can complete control up 21 with 6:30 to play in the fourth. Inbound to Lowry. Catch and shoot 3. Left side's good. Monster night for Lowry Markkanen.
Yeah, one heck of a third quarter. Now starts off the fourth quarter with a 3.
And Lowry's got 35.
You love competition, PK. Was that too little competition for you as the Jazz ran away and hid there?
No.
Buried the Pacers.
Because I'm not worried about the Jazz versus the Pacers.
You're worried about young guys developing.
Yeah. And so, the Pacers aren't the Pacers this year, obviously. And we'll have more to say on it. I got a lot to say. I was thinking about it all night, and I am looking forward to getting to tomorrow to be able to talk about what's on my mind regarding a kid like Ace Bailey. So, obviously, we'll get to it, and I'm ready to go.
Ace Bailey, 20 points. That was a nice game he had before that where he had the 7 boards and the 4 offensive rebounds, and we're seeing different things he can do out there. I mean, it's not like we didn't suspect, right? But it's still good to see it happen on an NBA floor.
There's no question.
Even if it's super low-end NBA players.
But they're NBA players.
But they are NBA
not
players.
G League players.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I want to say stuff about that.
Okay, we will get into that coming up. DJ and PK, the Utah Jazz with the W there. 4th of the year. They get tonight off, and then they host the Atlanta Hawks. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Towns short on a 3. Offensive rebound. Bridges out to Brunson for 3. That is a big sequence right there, putting the Knicks back up by 13 points. Memphis calls timeout.
Towns feeds inside to Jay Will, rumbling to the rim, lays it up. Counts if it goes, and it goes, and he barrels inside for the and one with the right-hand reverse. Outstanding setup by Gilgeous Alexander on the dive-cutting, rolling Jay Will for an and one.
Oklahoma City wins again. They are off to an 11-1 start. They soundly thrashed the Golden State Warriors, 126-102. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 28 points and 11 assists. Boring in their efficiency, rock solid, another 20-point win. No big deal. We're the Thunder, and we're tearing up the league.
Yeah, they haven't had a full lineup yet together at all. I mean, now they got Williams and Dort out.
And they win by 24.
Yeah.
At home over a 500 team. If there's a threat to them, decent chance it's in Denver. Nuggets beat the Kings 122-108. The Joker didn't get the triple-double, just 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists as he continues to power the Denver Nuggets, who are off to an 8-2 start of their own.
I mean, there's rarely surprise teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, you look
because even if Oklahoma City San Antonio takes a big step forward, that's hardly a surprise. They've had a bunch of top picks, Wembanyama.
And then what are they going to do in the postseason?
Mm-hmm.
You look at baseball. Toronto sucked last year, and they literally came within 1 inch, literally, of winning the World Series. So, we already know who the contenders are. We have to slog through the regular season to get there and to see how the playoffs play out in the middle of April when they start.
The most surprising team in the East, would you go with the Pistons off to a 9-2 start?
Well, yeah, but see,
I mean, everybody behind them until
what's
you
their
get to
schedule to this point?
Yeah.
I'm not going to break down the Pistons' schedule.
And in the West, the biggest surprise is that the Lakers are 8-3. Or down to the Suns at 6-5. Nothing else is a surprise. Everything else is.
It's too early to be a surprise. Let's get to Christmas.
Nico Harrison got fired during our show yesterday. The owner, Patrick Devon, has written an open letter to Mavs fans taking responsibility. There's a photo of him sitting next to a young fan apologizing one-on-one, saying the franchise would work to rebuild trust with the fan base.
Well, if it was a closed letter, then no one would know about it.
There it is. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Here's Cameron Boozer going to work at the free throw line. Knock loose, got it back. Out for Sarr again. Oh, he's feeling it. Dame Sarr has 13, and the lead is 14, 26-12.
Thinks about shooting. Brown now drives it. Brown's runner draws contact and scores.
Boy, was that enormous. What a shot.
His first field goal of the second half, and he can make it a three-point play.
There are highlights from a night of college basketball. Couple of marquee matchups. Louisville beats Kentucky. Well, else we had highlights from not a marquee matchup. Duke thrashing Army.
Hey, it was the Coach K Classic.
It was the Coach
West
K
Point.
Classic, yes. He started his career at Army, and then he went to Duke. And so Duke won 114-59. Watch a couple hoops and then go find something else. BYU was down 17-4, got within 3 at the half, and then the last 12 minutes really blew it open and pulled away and beat winless at Delaware.
I was ready to fire Kevin Young on the spot. This is ridiculous. You're paying that kind of money and you're down to the fighting Blue Hens. I realize they're fighting.
They're still Blue Hens. How much can they really fight?
Hey, as I look at BYU, obviously they were going to win that game. Flicking back and forth between the Jazz game, and Jazz got a little non-competitive, so focused a little bit more on BYU as their comeback was happening. They were without Davis, so they moved Baker into the starting lineup. And he only get 4 points off the bench.
Yep.
And that's not good enough. So they've got to develop a bench there. Time is right now. I don't think the Davis thing is anything more than precautionary. So Baker can move and come back off the bench. But you need at least 3 guys who can count on, and who are they going to be off the bench there? And I don't think, with apologies to Terry Nashif, Matt Montague, Kevin Woodbury, Luis Lemus, I don't think they've had a point guard like Robert Wright ever in my time here.
I'm glad that you apologized to all those point guards. So.
Yeah, I mean, I love them dearly. I even throw my great friend Austin Ainge in there. But, he was the size of a point guard, but he had the old man's mentality, FGAs. He grew up with that. But Wright can get to where he wants to be on the floor. And I liked this game in terms of, I thought that being on off the floor, basically, behind the basket against Villanova last week, and when it got crunch time and they got behind, he's like, okay, I'm going to get in more. And he did. But it seemed like the attitude was just go to the basket at all times. And against the Big 12 competition, when they got NBA-sized players, and he's a smaller kid, obviously, that might be a little more difficult. And so I asked him on Saturday, and he seems like a very intelligent young man, how long is it going to take for you, because you can break down anybody, basically, get to where you want to go, but you got to know where your teammates are. And he acknowledged, it's a work in progress. Guys have come together here so in such a short order that he's got to know where Saunders wants the ball. He's got to know where Baker wants the ball, and obviously where AJ is at all times, right? And that's not something you just flip a switch and do it immediately. It's a process. And so where I'm going with this, it wasn't a very good team, and he still had his 26, but the 9 assists and 2 turnovers, I wanted to drive down to Provo and hug him. Because I think that's the key for him, because he can get where he wants to be out on the floor, but when you get in the middle there, in that paint, as they call it, don't necessarily mean you have to shoot it. And I felt like in Villanova, watching him play 10 feet in front of me, that he had to shoot at all costs at that point. But it's a process, right? And Saunders was not feeling well that night, and last night he was feeling great, and he showed it. And get him the ball. If he's wide open on the wing, he's your best shooter.
As they broke the game open in the middle of the second half, it was Wright finding Saunders for 3, and it was Saunders finding Wright for 3. So that chemistry you're talking, which can only be built through reps.
Right.
Where does the guy want to catch it? When is he in rhythm? When is he not? What's his spot? Even if I'm not exactly sure where he is, out of the corner of my eye, when I just see the right color, I'm going to know it's him because he's going to be in that corner.
Well, plus he'll be white, so he'll stand out.
If you have enough vision to see that, yes.
No, white stands out at all times on the basketball floor. Let's just call it like it is.
Like it is. Saunders back-to-back threes and Wright's three. That was a quick 9-2 run that broke the game open.
And AJ is just so freaking long, man. He's like, he's got legs and arms. Like, I mean, I realize giraffes don't have arms, but he plays so big.
Yep.
Because he is so long. He is always fun to watch.
Your point about the bench, 0 for 7 from 3, 1 for 11 from the floor. Only one guy scored off the bench. Yeah. So they gotta figure out. You don't need a lot. You need a little something. I mean, most of the minutes are going to the guys you think they'd go to. Most of the shots are going to the guys and that's all good, and that's the way it ought to be. But there needs to be a little something.
Yeah.
So
especially if somebody has foul trouble, turns an ankle.
Yep.
Any number of things.
UConn coming up Saturday. That's next. The big top 10 showdown. DJ PK.
#NFL.
I know when you got here, you said you're not coming here to leave, but as soon as the Giants job came open yesterday, your name got thrown out there. I'm sure it will with other NFL jobs. What is your message to players, to recruits? I'm sure people are asking you about that who want to come to the program.
Yeah, getting ready for Wake Forest. That's all I got this week.
Has anyone asked you, or the players or recruits want to know about your future?
I mean, I've been asked about it from time to time, but I've been down this road before. I'm focused on Wake Forest. That's it. And that's my commitment to this team. And next week it'll be to our next opponent and so forth. But, I'm here to do the best I can for this team.
On to Cincinnati. There's Bill Belichick. His name has been thrown out there with the Giants. They actually have a chance to get bowl eligible after a terrible start. Sitting on 4 wins right now. Can they win 2 of their last 3? Pittsburgh Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said he doesn't harbor long-term concerns about starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers' play. Wasn't the best game for Aaron Rodgers against the Chargers in L.A.
He's 41. He doesn't have a long-term
He doesn't have
anyway.
Yeah, I know, right? The long-term is about 2 months. Philadelphia Eagles corner Jair Alexander has decided to step away from football to focus on getting right physically and mentally as part of his ongoing recovery from off-season knee surgery. Philadelphia traded for him last week in exchange for a 6th-round pick in hopes he could bolster their defense. Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback and wide receiver Travis Hunter saw his season ended as he underwent surgery to repair an LCL injury in his right knee. He's expected to be fully cleared in 6 months to resume football activities. Aside from having the skill and then having the time to practice, the wear and tear of playing on both sides of the ball, PK. More chances to get hit, more cuts, more explosion. How much does he shorten his career, and how much do these injuries add up? Guess it's impossible to know, but playing the odds, it does seem like a roll of the dice.
Oh, yeah. I can't argue with that.
DJ and PK.
#college football.
BYU dropping 5 spots to number 12 in the college football playoff rankings after their blowout loss at Texas Tech. Tech is up to number 6. Utah Idle sits at number 13. They don't move.
No, they probably shouldn't. And BYU, I think we talked about that yesterday, that it was going to be 12 and 13 if we had to bet. A couple of things stuck out to me. Was Texas Tech moving up? They should
jumped Ole Miss.
They're really good. There's just no doubt about it. They are really good. They have good wins, and they do not have a bad loss, and they've only got one of them. So they are a formidable team. And then Miami last week was if you went conference-wise, ranked 4th in the ACC, the 4th-ranked team in the ACC, I should say. And now they jumped ahead of everybody. So that changed quickly in the span of 1 week from the ACC perspective. That looks like they are only going to get one team. Still, lots to be done in just 3 weeks. But as it looks right now, they're the one team or the one conference that's going to a power conference that's going to be a one league bid.
One bid league for sure, with Miami at 15.
Like
yeah, Louisville losing and Virginia getting beat. They both dropped 5 spots, as did the Cougars.
Yeah.
Maryland coach Mike Loxley says he doesn't feel that he is coaching for his job. 5-game losing streak. Rumors the Terrapins could be looking to fire him and look for a new head coach. As the head coaching, the list of vacant head coaching jobs in college football is long and about to get longer. Will that include Maryland? DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
AL and NL Managers of the Year repeat. First time both Managers of the Year repeat as winners. Guardians and Brewers. Stephen Vogt and Pat Murphy. Are you surprised?
No.
Stephen Vogt with the Guardians.
Yeah.
Pat Murphy with the Brewers.
The Brewers continue to defy. They give guys away, and they continue to win. He's an old ASU coach from several years back. Crusty dude. Big-time Valley favorite because he will tell it like it is and use salty language. He is the Bruce Arians of the Phoenix area in terms of how the media loved him when he was there. And they continue to find ways to win. And Voigt did a great job there in Cleveland. And they had two pitchers that were taken away from them, obviously. We talked about it yesterday because of the gambling spiel. And they
still won the division.
I don't think there was anybody that I could really put in contention above those
Well, it's
guys.
usually these awards tend to go to best team or team that most outperforms expectations. So the Brewers are the best team at 97 wins. Best team in the regular season. It's
a lot of wins,
season
yeah.
award.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you thought anybody else outperformed expectations, really. Maybe
Not to that
Seattle.
level.
Maybe.
Not to that level, no.
Yeah. Philadelphia Phillies president Dave Dombrowski said he and star Bryce Harper had a meeting recently, did not expound on what the conversation entailed. Harper thought to be upset with Dombrowski and questioned if he would be an elite player again after a career-low 844 OPS this past season.
Yeah, I mean, that was a few weeks ago he said that, but I think that was intended to get Harper mad, and I'll show you type of thing, because
that's what
Harper
it takes.
carries grudges to the grave.
He does.
He plays angry.
He sits in the dugout angry.
Yeah.
Any cutaway, there's never... How often do you see joy on that guy's face?
And that's fine.
Very rarely.
If that's what makes your motor,
then that's the button that has to be pushed.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still... he'll be... Well, he just turned 33 last month. It's amazing. It seems like he was 12 years old when I was watching him play, which was the case. Now he's 33, but that's the way life is. And he still should have he signed a 13-year contract, so he's under contract for another several years. But they need him to be big time. They need him to be an MVP candidate in the manner that Schwarber was.
Yeah, he needs to be in that mix. The Pirates. Here is this quote essentially the vote of confidence for a manager? Pirates general manager Ben Cherington said the team would not trade away their ace, Paul Skeens.
Well, not now.
Okay. He's got him under team control for a while.
Yeah.
But coming up later.
Right, it's the same thing with Skubal over there in Detroit.
Yeah.
He's coming up. So do you trade him now and get value? Because somebody's going to, if you just let him go as a free agent, we've already seen a couple of teams will throw in a country or two if you want.
Here come the Dodgers with more deferred money.
Yeah, so that Skeens is in that situation. But I think everybody, with the exception of very few, needs to be considered tradable if the offer is right.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Utah Mammoth back in action tonight. The Buffalo Sabres are in town. Puck drops at 7 o'clock at the Delta Center. Coverage on the KSL Sports Zone begins at 6 with Hockey Night in Utah. All right, the team has lost 3 in a row. PK, we've talked about streaks. Time to stop another streak. Last time we were talking about stopping a streak, they were playing the Sabres in Buffalo.
I thought so.
And they got the win, and that was after back-to-back losses. Don't let it get to 3 in a row. Now it's 3 in a row, and it's 5 of the last 6.
And you're home.
So need to beat Buffalo.
And you've been on your feet for a little bit.
Yep.
Or off your feet.
Off your feet. What is Trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. All right, coming up, college football with David Smoke. He's a host on 365 Sports in Waco, Texas. He always comes with a ton of energy and is wildly entertaining. We'll talk Utah and Baylor with him next. Carter Chow, NFLPA certified contract advisor for Red Envelope Sports. We'll talk about the changes in sports, the professionalism of college football. We'll talk with him coming up at 9:30. It's also a Win Tickets Wednesday. And we'll be giving away tickets to the Holiday Lights at the ballpark at America First Square a little later in the show. David Smoke next. Utah and Baylor right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.